In the previous standard, you have learned how flow of electrons in an electric circuit results in the flow of electricity. So, in this chapter, we will learn what will be the effect due to the flow of electricity. We will begin with the heating effect of electric current. When current passes through a conductor, the different electric components of the circuit, like wire itself, offers resistance to the current flow. The work done to overcome this resistance presents itself in the form of heat. Thus, when a resistor is connected in an electric circuit, heat is generated in it due to the current. This is known as the heating effect of electric current. Home appliances running on electricity consume energy. This energy is converted into mechanical energy in electric motor or heat energy in appliances like electric iron, geyser, and electric bulb. These appliances make use of effect of electric current. Thus, these appliances have a special material of high resistance. When current passes through this material, heat is generated, like you can see over here. Let us see a simulation on heating effect of electric current. As you can see, when the voltage is less, the resistance provides resistance to the flow of electrons. When the voltage increases, you can observe that the resistance is also now turning to a hotter side, and when the resistance is lower, the flow of electrons also increases and it also becomes a bit hotter. When the resistance increases, you can see that it becomes a bit colder. Now, when the resistance is very high, but in this case, the voltage is very low. Now, if we are able to make the resistance a bit higher and the voltage very high, it will the current, the electrons will take more energy to overcome the resistance. Therefore, the heat energy will also increase. Therefore, these appliances that we have seen before uses high resistance material. Now, bulb is also a similar equipment which instead of just using the heating effect of electric current to heat the element, it also glows. A bulb consists of a solenoid coil which is wound with a tungsten element which has a melting point of around 3400 degree Celsius. The bulb consists of a glass bulb, solenoid type coil, vacuum which consists of nitrogen gas, and there is a glass support for the supporting of the element over here. For screwing up or the holder, for the holder cap, there is a screw cap given in the bulb. Now, we have seen about the bulb. Now, what will happen to a bulb if very high current is passed through it? We know this. When a very high current passes through a bulb, we have seen that the bulb just burns and the electric circuit is broken. Now, electric fuse is a similar device. The primary use of an electric fuse is to protect the electrical instrument from electrical current and from short circuit. It is a simple, less resistive, self-sacrificial device used to interrupt a circuit under short circuit, excessive overload, or overcurrent conditions. At a home, we have electrical connection like this, like we have live, neutral, and earthing. The potential difference between live and neutral is around 220 volts, and between live and earthing is around 220 volts. Now, in case whenever there is a short circuit, that is, whenever a live and a neutral connect to each other, in certain condition, there is a huge current passing, that is a large current passing through the wires. Now this will result in fire or smoke coming out of the wires. So if there is any inflammable substances present near the wiring, in such cases they may catch fire. Generally in a household, the wiring consists of the wiring of earth, the color code is generally green. Sometimes it is the neutral wire is black and blue, and sometimes the live wire is red or brown. Now let us continue with this topic when live and neutral wire come into contact with each other. Now to protect ourselves from this kind of fire, we use the instrument called as fuse. So in this fuse, whenever as soon as high current flows in the circuit, the fuse wire will melt and break the circuit, and any mishap is avoided. Now the type of fuses used for the circuit depends upon the appliances that you are attaching in the household. Example, for air conditioners and for refrigerators, you are using a fuse which is having higher current rating, whereas in the case of household materials like fan or bulb, a fuse of low rating can be used to avoid breakage of the fuse. In normal condition, the fuse is a part of the circuit. However, when excessive amount of current flows in the fuse, the heating effect causes the fuse wire to melt, thus interrupting the current. We can see in this picture. Now in our daily household uses, there are many different kinds of fuses used. Generally nowadays we are using the miniature circuit breaker, or it is also called as MCB. Now when there is a transformer involved, a transformer fuse is used, so that whenever there is too much excessive load connected to the transformer and if it is not able to handle it, the fuse breaks and stops the flow of electricity. Now to understand how this melting of fuse and how this transfer of energy from electrical energy to heat energy is produced, we will learn the Joule's law of heating, which is based on the energy transfer in electric circuit. Now in Joule's law of heating, let us consider electric circuit as shown in the figure. It consists of a resistor connected in series with the battery. Now there is a voltage analyzer, or it is also called as the voltmeter, connected to the resistor, and the current is also measured using the ammeter. Now in this, consider electric circuit as shown in the figure. If a charge flows from A to B, work, that is VAB into Q, has been done on Q while going from A to B. So whenever there is a charge, a potential difference into the charge, the work is done. If charge Q flows from A to B in time t, then electric power, we have learned this in a previous class standard, electric power, which is also equal to energy upon time. Now this energy is shown in terms of work done. Therefore, energy upon time will be work done upon time. Now work done is equal to VAB into Q upon T, which will be equal to VAB, since charge upon time is equal to current, therefore it will become V into I. So the formula for electric power is equal to potential difference across the resistance into the current flowing through the resistance. Now the energy provided by the battery is converted to heat. Therefore, from this formula we can see that energy is equal to power into time. Therefore, H is equal to P into T, which will be equal to, since P is equal to voltage into current, VAB into I into T. Now according to Ohm's law, we have V is equal to IR. Now when you substitute this value of VAB inside this heat, that is VAB, will get H is equal to I into R into I into T. So it becomes I into I will be I square RT. This equation is called as the Joule's law of heating. So you can see over here, when the current increases, the heat also increases. Heat generated also increases. When the resistance also increases, the heat generated also increases, as well as when the time with the current is turned on with the appliance, the heat energy also increases. Similarly, we have H is equal to P into T, that is equal to VAB into I into T. Also we have I is equal to VAB by R from Ohm's law. We can write, substitute the value of I instead of V, we'll get H is equal to V square into T by R. Now when the potential difference is also increased, the current also increases, the heat also increases, as well as the current also increases by Ohm's law. So this is called as the Joule's law of heating. Now let us go for the unit for this heat. Now unit for electrical power is given as P is equal to V into I, which is equal to voltage into ampere. Now 1 volt is into 1 ampere is equal to, since volt can be written as 1 joule upon 1 coulomb and ampere can be written as 1 coulomb upon 1 second. Therefore, coulomb and coulomb gets cancelled. We are remaining with 1 joule upon 1 second, which will be equal to, since joule upon second is a watt, thus the unit of electrical power is watt, which is named after the scientist Sir James Watt. Now let us go one of the relation that has been provided in your textbook, the relation between kilowatt hour and joule. Now we are using this relation because the unit for electrical power that you are using is very small. If you are using the unit for electrical power, that is watt, is a very small unit. Now the unit for electrical power, 1 watt, is a very small unit. Hence 1000 watt or 1 kilowatt is used as a unit to measure the electric power. In practice, if 1 kilowatt power is used in 1 hour, it will mean that 1 kilowatt into 1 hour of electrical energy is used. This 1 kilowatt into 1 hour of electrical energy is also called as 1 unit. We'll be seeing in the problem that we'll be looking at. Now 1 kilowatt is equal to 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 kilowatt is 1000 watt into, in terms of seconds, it is 3600 seconds, which we can write as 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 watt seconds. Now this watt seconds is also called as joule. Okay, so 1 kilowatt is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. Now let us go for solving some problems. This is given in your textbook. Along a 6-meter long wire made from an alloy of nichrome is made into a coil and given for producing heat. It has a resistance of 24 ohms. Can we get more heat if the wire is cut into half of its original length and shaped into a coil? For getting energy, the two ends of the wire are connected to a source with the potential difference of 220 volts. Now remember this, for equipments like electric bulb, electric iron, we are using materials which are of high resistance, like nichrome wire, which is used for electric iron, and tungsten, which is being used for electric bulbs. Whereas for fuse, we used an instrument, we use the wires which are of low resistance, like tungsten and zinc and tin. Now let us continue with this. Given resistance over here is 24 ohm, potential difference is 220 volt. Now a coil of wire, for the first coil of wire which is of 6-meter length, the potential, the power will be equal to V into I, which will be equal to, since I is not given, we can convert this by Ohm's law into V by R. That will be equal to V square by R, that is potential difference square upon resistance is equal to, the potential difference is given as 220 volt upon 24 is equal to 201 watt when you solve this. Now for the second coil, which is of half the length, So we are getting, what will happen is we just cut this wire. So it will be now, instead of 24 ohm, it will be 12 ohm. So potential difference will again, formula will be, the power formula will be V square by R, which will be equal to, when you're solving this, you get 403 watt. This means that more heat will be obtained after cutting the wire into half. Now let's go for second question. A cell is connected to a 9 ohm resistance, because of which heat of 400 joules is produced per second due to the current flow through it. Obtain the potential difference applied across the resistance. Given over here, heat at 400 joules per second means that unit of power in watt. Now watt is equal to joules per second. We have seen this previously. So power is equal to, P is equal to 400 joules upon 1 second. So we can write also P is equal to V square by R. So we are getting, since power is given as 400 joules, so we are getting 400 is equal to V square by 9. Therefore V square is equal to 400 into 9. Therefore V becomes root of 400 into 9, root of 20, 400 is 20 and root of 9 is 3. Therefore it will become 20 into 3, that's 60 volts. Therefore the potential difference across the resistance is 60 volt. Third question, an electrical iron uses a power of 110 watt when set to high temperature. If set to lower temperature, it uses 330 watt. Find out the electrical current and the respective resistance for the two settings. The iron is connected to a potential difference of 220 volt. Now given over here is voltage for, is common voltage for both of them is 220 volt, and power for higher temperature is 110 watt, and for power for lower temperature is 330 watt. Now let us go for the higher temperature one. Since power is equal to 110 watt, the current we have to find. So electric current is, since P is equal to V into I, therefore we are getting I is equal to P by V, that is 110 upon 220. So the current that we are getting is 5 ampere. Now for the second one, the current we are getting is 1.5 ampere because the power it consumes is 330 watt. Now for the resistance is equal to V by I by Ohm's law. Since potential difference is given as 220 volt and current is given, current for the higher temperature is 5 ampere, we get resistance during the first case is 44 ohm, whereas in the second case it is 146 ohm. Therefore answer, current for higher temperature is 5 ampere and R is equal to 44 ohms, whereas for lower temperature is 1.5 ampere and resistance is 146 ohms. Let us go for last example. An electric tungsten bulb is connected into a home circuit. The home's electric supply runs at 220 volt potential difference. When switched on, a current of 0.5 ampere flows through the bulb. What must be the power of the bulb if it is kept on for 10 hours? How much units of electricity will be consumed? Now unit of electricity will be consumed. When we find the power and multiply it by the number of hours used, we can find the number of units of electricity used. Now power is equal to V into I. So power is 220 volt into 0.5 is equal to 99 watt. The bulb must be of power 99 watt. Therefore in 10 hours, we get 99 watt into 10 hours is equal to 990 watt hour, which will be equal to 0.99 kilowatt hour. Now to find the amount of number of unit used, since 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour, therefore units used is equal to 0.99 units. Therefore power of the bulb is 99 watt and the unit consumed by the bulb is 0.99 units. In the next section, we will start off with magnetic effect of electric current. Thank you.